Welcome to a live edition of Promo Insiders, the ASI Media podcast that covers the issues that matter most to the promotional products industry, from hard-hitting news to fun trends and analysis. I'm Teresa Hegel, Executive Editor of Digital Content, and today I'm joined by Tricia Walter, Manager of Corporate Events for ASI.
Hi,
we're going to be talking about the return of live events this summer and what that's going to look like and how the promo industry professionals can prepare for it. So thanks for joining us, Trish.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So basically, I'm just want to start out by what does the year look like in terms of live events? I know we have ASI Chicago, that's coming up in July, but what else is on the horizon?
There are actually about 12 distributor trade shows that ASI will be exhibiting at in June and July. So it's a lot. And that's including our ASI Chicago show and including our FASI 500 event. So I'm pretty excited to see that many coming up in the next 2 months. I think it's a great start to getting back to somewhat normalcy. Yeah,
and the ASI show, I believe, is going to be the first kind of major event to come back to McCormick Place.
Yes, it is. Yeah, so we're very excited about that. We'll be the first. We'll be the best event that they have the rest of this year, no doubt. And it'll just be great. It'll be great to see our suppliers and distributors in person again and to have everybody kind of back together.
Okay. And I should mention for anybody that's listening, if you guys have any comments or questions for Trish or just, want to talk about the return of trade shows, please feel free to, comment in the chat and we can, address it then. So I guess, the next thing is, trade shows, I think, are going to look a little different this year than they have before COVID. So, what are some of the precautions people are taking? What do attendees need to be aware of? What's going to look different? I mean, things like cases are going down, but I think they're still not the total comfort level.
Right. So there'll still be new precautions this year. So there'll be it's going to be different depending on the states and cities that we're in, because some cities are fully opened and there are no masks needed, but some people it's going to be a personal preference. But a lot of shows are having masks available to attendees and exhibitors, sanitizing wipes, hand sanitizer so they can keep their areas clean. A lot of companies are sending out a lot of pre-marketing emails showing everything that, there's going to be touchless registration, maybe not so many of the badges anymore. There'll be a lot more signage. You may need to not stay 6 feet apart, but maybe not be all right up on each other in booths, in lines for everything. And it'll be a lot more open space because we're used to all the booths being kind of right on top of each other, and they're going to be a little more spread out. So it's going to look, I'm curious to see it myself. It's going to look much different.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. So as far as distributors who are planning to go to, ASI Chicago or, are working on promotions for people outside of the industry, for other live events. So what should they be doing to prepare for the return of live events just in general?
They should be, if they are attending shows, they want to check for the local guidelines for the areas that they're attending to see what the protocols are. And they also, if there are specific suppliers that they want to see, I suggest they reach out to those suppliers, because I don't know, some suppliers may be accepting appointments only in their booths because of the protocols and the crowd control, or they may just say, we're treating it like a regular trade show, stop on by, stand in line, and how else to be normal. As soon as you're done speaking, you move into the person behind. So it's going to depend, I think, on how the supplier's preference is.
And I mean, that's kind of similar, just even in a normal year, right? We always tell people, you need to kind of plan and prepare, have a
right, kind of look at your list of exhibitors, see who you want, what products you want to say, you want to reach out for the most to see, and then try to get in there first, maybe go alphabetical order and then look at their booth order and then change it to booth order so that you can hit, some of them are in the same aisle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what about for people that are helping, I don't know, do promotions for other people that are having, going to be at trade shows outside of the industry?
So if our distributors are looking for their clients, they should check out the most recent trending products on ESP, because it's shifted a lot from PPE that was so popular for so long.
Yeah.
And maybe I think it's going to be, they should be considering a lot of outdoor promo gear, because things are getting back to normal. You can go to baseball games, you can go to outdoor concerts, outdoor movies, sunglasses, sunscreen, baseball caps, blankets actually are becoming quite popular because people will be sitting outside, and you wouldn't think blankets in the summertime because it's like a winter product, but for people who are now allowed to be outside and maybe picnics or whatever, you're going to need some blankets to sit on so you can be comfortable.
Yeah,
And,
I mean, that makes
also back to office giveaways, because now that some companies are opening up, maybe like journal books, pens, which is my personal favorite. I'm a huge pen nerd. That's my favorite.
I love pens. Pens and a good journal are perfect.
Yes.
So it seems to me that like, the kind of swag that's going to be distributed is going to be back to like the more regular stuff. It's not like hand sanitizer, masks, things like that. That's not really what people are going to want from a
correct. Hand sanitizer maybe, because I think we're so used to just having it on us now. Like everybody has it in their back pocket, in their car, in their pocketbook, and I think we're just so used to that we're not even thinking about it. But I definitely think it's going to go back to the products that we'd seen pre-COVID that were popular. Drinkware, promo, like t-shirts, hats, again, pens, my favorite. But again, because back to schools will be going back full time, and it's not, summer hasn't started yet, but in September they'll be going back. So you'll need all the school gear that used to be so popular.
Right. So what about like, as far as the trade shows, when they have like the food, like the booths, not the booths, but like the food court, like, is that all going to be normal too? Or is there going to be a different way?
That's going to be depending on each city and state with their protocol. Some, they may only have boxed lunches available where it's like grab and go, where they're not actually serving you food that's uncovered. They may have no soda fountains anymore, where it's just all bottled water and sodas. But that's going to depend on each city or state that you're in and what their protocol is, like how far they've lifted their restrictions.
Okay. So, I mean, personally for you, like, how are you feeling about the return of live trade shows? I know like last year was hard for you because you had to kind of switch to like virtual trade shows, which you've never really done before, but now you're back in your like wheelhouse. So how are you feeling?
I'm ecstatic. I am so excited to be back going live. Virtual shows were great, and they helped us stay connected, and it was great to learn a new skill set. But I've been doing live managing and attending the live trade shows for so many years that it's my comfort zone. I have so many of my old little to-do checklists that I can pull out of their semi-retirement and get back on track. And it's just, to be out there and like unpacking boxes, which I know sounds like really weird, but it just makes me feel at home. It'll make it feel kind of normal. And then just seeing our customers that you're so used to seeing 2, 3, 4 times a year in person, it'll be like almost like mini family reunions. So it'll just be nice to see all of our people again.
Yeah. It's sort of like when you go to like summer camp each year. And now
exactly. You see your same people over. So it'll be really nice to like be back home almost.
Right. So I know it always is like, I think we've talked about before how it gets like very, very crazy leading up, and then like the days of the show are just, so busy, but it's just like what you love to do, and it's like that rush that you.
Yeah, it makes me happy. Like the chaos makes me feel kind of oddly calm and collected.
Yeah. Okay, so it's exciting. This is really exciting for you. What about like virtual shows? Do you think that those have a future? Do you think there's going to be like more hybrid shows? And if there are, like, what'll that look like?
Virtual, I still think will definitely have a future because they have their own unique benefits. You can, for the person who's hosting a show or event, it opens it up. You can have attendees from a lot more far-ranging cities, states, even countries. So it opens it up a little more to that. I think for the next maybe 2 to 4 years, it's going to be more hybrid events where you'll maybe have a large crowd gathered in, say, a ballroom in Philly, and maybe like a couple of hundred people. And then you'll have the AV system set up to bring people in from like West Coast, Midwest, and they'll all still somewhat be together. And it's more like a live show. But I think hybrid will be the way to go for the next 2 to 4 years. And I think our live shows, the large capacity that we're used to, will definitely make a comeback, but maybe like 3 to 4 years, because it's comfort level. Some people are not comfortable being in crowds right now, and I think they want to wait and see how everything pans out.
Yeah. I mean, I know, like, that's the thing. There's so many different, like, some people are just ready to be back and are so excited, but some are a little, like, they want to go, but they're not quite sure.
They're hesitant. There's a fear factor.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, I think this is going to be really exciting for everyone, and it's pretty interesting. Is there anything else you wanted to add before we end this?
Now, I look forward to seeing everybody in Chicago. I'll be in the main booth. Come by and see me. Say hi. If there's anything I can help anybody with, trade show wise, or our event wise, our Power Summit, Counselor Awards, feel free to contact me.
And I think Melissa had put in the link to register for Chicago for anyone who hasn't done that yet. But what are the dates of Chicago again? Just to refresh
13th to the 15th.
July.
Yes, July 13th and 15th.
Okay, great.
15th
all right, well, hopefully
being Education Day, sorry, and Show Day 1 being the 14th, and Show Day 2 the 15th.
Okay, so anybody, hopefully we'll see some familiar faces. A lot of people at the Chicago show in July, and hopefully that's ushering in this whole new era of being back in person.
And then don't forget, our virtual Counselor Awards are the week before our Chicago show.
That's right. So we are having. I guess this is a hybrid show too, in a way.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that will be fully virtual. And then
so like, what do you, I guess that's a question though. So like, how do you define hybrid show? Like, to me, that seems hybrid because some of it's virtual and some of it's in person.
Well, so our virtual is completely, it's that virtual. Everybody is sitting at home on their computer or at their desk on their computer, and everybody's like dialing in. Hybrid is maybe we have a ballroom reserved in a hotel in downtown Philly, and there's 500 people in that ballroom live sitting at tables. Okay. And then we have multiple monitors. So you could have people in a Chicago hotel room, in a California hotel room, and I can hear what they're saying and they can hear what I'm saying. So we can still interact, but we're not all actually in the same live place.
Okay. So see, I think I was defining it differently, just that, the show itself was in person, but then we would have this award ceremony virtually. So I thought that was hybrid, but that's not really what the definition is.
Correct.
Okay. Well, then I'm sorry for.
I learned that this year. So see, okay. I'm always learning. It's always good to learn new things.
Definitely. Okay. All right. Well, like I said, this was really interesting. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
And again, I'm Teresa Hagel, Executive Editor of Digital Content, and this was an episode of Promo Insiders.